Hey everybody, it's Savannah Taylor, the Gardenista, your kitchen garden coach. And today, as promised, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why you should be composting even if you don't have a vegetable garden. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to get started. Okay, so let's just get into it. I know you guys are looking at this beautiful can here and wondering, ooh, what's that? So this is a stainless steel composting can for your countertops, and they come in all kinds of different forms. I just like the stainless steel one because I have stainless steel appliances, and I also like this because in the lid, in this particular model, the lid has a charcoal filter, and I don't want to flip it around because it's a little bit icky. It is a compost can, you guys, but it's a charcoal filter here so that as your can gets full, it won't stink up the kitchen. Okay, and it does a wonderful job. We haven't had any issues with this particular composting can. It holds the odors in wonderfully. But let's back up a little bit. What is composting all about, and why do gardeners do it, and why am I trying to get you to do it even if you don't have a garden? Well, composting is, just in layman's terms, I'm not going to get all super sciencey on you guys, but it's taking organic scraps, okay, putting them in here and letting them decompose. And we let them decompose. We want that for the reasons why I'm going to give you. Okay, so composting is just the breaking down of organic matter, and it serves a lot of different purposes in that form. It's not trash. Okay, so the first reason why we want to compost is it stops the filling of our landfills. You guys have all heard that we have a lot of greenhouse gases, and it's ruining the environment. And when you have a lot of food waste filling up our landfills, it is not good for the environment. Okay, so zero waste is what we want to practice and what we are practicing when we're composting. So for example, I have some cuties here. My daughter really I love cuties. We all love cuties. Okay, but I bought a little too many of them, and so now they are hard. You guys know, those of you who buy these, once they get, nobody's eating them. Okay, they're just going to go to waste. So, but are they going to go to waste? No, not in this house, because ta-da! Okay, those are going to break down. Yes, they're going to get all fuzzy and mold and all. That's what we want. That's composting, letting it break down. And on top of that, as I'm cooking, as I'm preparing meals, we're going to have a whole lot of other things fill up this can to decompose. And then I'm going to, as I'll get into a little bit later, put it out into the big composter when this gets full. So zero waste. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is, even if you don't have a vegetable garden, compost is wonderful for your indoor plants. Okay, if I haven't convinced you yet to get into gardening and you got some indoor plants, let me tell you, they love compost. Now, the way I do it is I make a compost tea. And I think I will do another video on this a little later about how to make compost tea, but it's super simple, you guys. When it breaks down in the composter and it turns into starting to look like dirt again, I take a clump of that, I put it in my watering can, add water, and voila, compost tea. It's not super rocket science, you guys. And you use that water for your indoor plants. You can use it definitely for your outdoor garden. They love it. It is a wonderful, wonderful fertilizer. And for those of you who may have seen my previous video where I showed you some do-it-yourself DIY fertilizers, I did rice, I did eggshells, powdered up eggshells, showed you how to do that. And I'll put a video link to that below. And the other one I did, let's see, rice, rice, eggshells, and I can't think what the other one was. It'll come to me. But anyway, do it yourself fertilizers. Oh, banana peels. Okay, those were wonderful. I'll put a link below. But compost tea is the Cadillac of natural fertilizers, you guys. When you start using this on your plants, within a week's time, you're going to be like, wow. Okay, it is the best. Plants love it because they're getting what they're already made of. Okay, so that's number two. It is a wonderful natural fertilizer that you really just can't reproduce. And I know some of you have heard me say, I don't really use fertilizer. I've got a bag of fertilizer somewhere out there, but I don't use it because I get great results with the compost tea. I grow big, beautiful melons. I grow big, beautiful greens and strawberries and squash and all kinds of stuff. Okay. So the third thing is, and this is really great, you guys, it gives plants a natural pest control. It gives them, it's almost like, you know how they recommend breast milk for babies. They say breast is best. Well, compost tea is almost like breast milk, in my opinion, for plants because they're able to ward off a lot of diseases and a lot of pests on their own. It's really pretty wonderful. But yeah, it is another form of pest control. And again, like I said, I did a video, and I'll put a link to below on pest control. Some of the things that I gave you, I think I mentioned cinnamon and pepper and plant pairing. There's some things you can plant like garlic and onions that pests also don't like, and things like that. Again, I'll put a link to that video below. But if you really want to give plants their own ability to ward off pests and diseases, compost tea. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of benefits to practicing zero waste. Okay, taking those kitchen scraps while you're preparing your meals and composting them. And it can all start right on your kitchen counter with a simple composting can. They're wonderful. You can just stick them right by the sink, and as you're chopping and doing what have you, slicing, dicing, take that stuff, scrape it off, and just drop it right into here. And there you are on your way to composting. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you outside to my big composter, and I'm also going to break down. Now I have a big composter, you guys, because I do a lot of gardening, but I'm going to put also down in my Amazon store compost bins that are a little bit smaller for outdoors. Maybe you have a small patio. You don't have a big backyard and just want something bigger where, you can save it up and it can still turn back into soil, turn back into something that you can use. Okay. So for now, let me take you outside. So this is my Jora JK 270. Now this is a top of the line composter. It's made of galvanized steel, made to last for years. It's insulated for faster composting, holds up to 106 gallons. Has a 2-capacity, fully enclosed, pet-proof compartments, and the handle design makes it easier to turn as well. You definitely need to turn your compost once or twice a week for aeration, because without aeration, your compost will turn to soup instead of soil, and we don't want that. Now, the FCMP outdoor composter is smaller but sturdy, also with a quality build, and it comes with a tumbler design as well for easy mixing, and this is under $100. Now, if you just want to go old school for under 50 bucks and you're willing to turn it manually, you can get a regular trash can with a lid. Same rules apply though. Grass clippings, shredded paper, twigs, eggshells, dead flowers, lint, so on and so forth. And you want to put holes in it so that it can get aeration as well. But no meat, no dairy, and definitely no human or pet feces. So you get all that together. This is what we end up with. This is what we want. This is the breast milk of plants, black gold, as we gardeners like to call it. And I'm telling you, once you start composting, you will just really see the benefits. Okay, you guys, so that's it. If you have any questions, I love your questions. Go ahead and post them down below. But until then, remember, this is why kitchen gardens matter. All right, I'll see you next time when we grow something else. Bye.